who come click here.
Igere ne Chitab Kalenjin imwatene imwoine Chitab Kalenjin ilele nenye. Igere ne Chitab Kalenjin imwatene imwoine Chitab Kalenjin ilele nenye. Ugezi so Chitab Kalenjin unengengi boti kengi onime mwawe. Igere ne Chitab Kalenjin imwatene Igere ne Chitab Kalenjin imwatene imwoine Chitab Kalenjin ilele nenye.
Karibuni, big up Kalenjin wherever you are. Tumeingia katika another special episode number 36, wherever you are. This is Osea and the theme of Igere Chitab Kalenjin. We are hosting a very special guest tonight. The Optiven Property Limited, wherever you are, if you are in Australia, if you are in Kenya, tell us. So Akiliovas Kigen, karibu sana mzee Kigen, Joash Koech, anajulikana kama Simba moja, all the way from Gabi Queen. So tonight, wherever you are, if you are in Australia, if you are in Kenya, if you are in US, if you are in Canada, you are highly welcome to our show. Mali huko, utuambie huko wapi jioni ya leo ni leo, asema kesho ni muongo. Leo ni leo, tuko na mgeni ambao most of you mnaonanga katika TV, mnaonga kwa all other social media platform, but you will have an opportunity today to hear from them. This is none other than, I don't want even to introduce, but because he will have an opportunity to introduce himself. Kibaya Julius, tune in from the slopes of Mount Kenya. So tuambie mahali huko. Niko salama upande wa Adelaide, South Australia. Tunang'ang'ana na hali ama changa la corona, lakini ni kila mahali. So karibuni, all the members, all the team of Igere Chitab Kalenjin, like, share our show, and invite a friend. Organize a watch party for others to get an opportunity to hear from our very special guest. Ngen Dan, all the way from US, tune in. Asante sana Ngen, wherever you are. So I have a lot of people are following a program. My guys here in Adelaide, South Australia, Mzee Ben Birir, wherever you are, Kennedy Rono, Roba, Noah Kiptojet Siror, all the way from South Australia. They are tuning in and they have said they will follow the show up to the people of Melbourne, Australia. Jacqueline Jeruta Selem, all the way from UAE, he is live. Mzee Minor, Frederick Minor, all the way from Melbourne, Australia. Wakili Charles Koech, all the way from Melbourne, Kiprotich Pena, Parklands, Nairobi, asante sana. So, members, wherever you are highly welcome. We are now crossing borders from the land of the kangaroo to the land of Columbus, Ohio, to invite none other than Balozi. Balozi, how is Columbus, Ohio? Karibu Balozi.
Thank you, Osea. Asante sana, asante our viewers, our followers. We probably welcome you to, this is episode number 35, Osea, number 35, where we have CEO Optiven, George Wachiuri, ambaye ako na sisi siku ya leo, and the team, or the entire team of Optiven. Karibuni nyinyi nyote, wherever you are. These are very special times. And we look forward to hosting our guest today. So thank you so much from wherever you are. We are doing fine here in Columbus, Ohio. Share and let us know where you are following us from. Thank you. We have Engineer. Engineer, I would like you to say jambo, and we will be using Kiingereza na Kiswahili. Feel free to share so that, you know, tuwafikie watu wengi where possible. So, Janet, karibu sana. Salamia watu, habari ya Florida.
Thank you, Balozi and Hosea, and welcome to our very special guest from Optiven Limited. We've been watching you, we've been admiring your work from afar, and so we're so privileged to have you, to have the CEO who's the brains and the team that supports everything that goes on behind Optiven. We're really glad to have you, and we welcome you. Special thanks from the bottom of our hearts for taking time. We know you're so busy, but asanteni sana. For all those listening to us today, we are very blessed. I think you will all be inspired and hopefully taken from one level to the next. As you can see today from my background, I have the stars, and today my message is the sky is the limit. Let's aim at the stars. If you don't reach the stars, maybe you'll fall at the moon. And I think our CEO, Mr. Wachiuri, George Wachiuri of Optiven, is going to show us how we can do that and tell us how he's built his team as well, and with the support of everyone there. I know we will all be inspired. So please share our show today. Share na mtu yeyote mwenye unadhani ataenda kubarikiwa or ataenda kuwa motivated. That's our aim. We want to inspire. We want to also learn. This is going to be a very good learning experience. We have an entrepreneur who started from small to somewhere where he is. He will tell us all about it and all about his company. So we're really excited. Please share our show, share with your friends, and it's the game changer today. So we're really blessed, and karibuni wote. Back to you, Balozi.
Asante sana, Janet. Like always, we begin by looking at where we found our guest for today, and we are in Nairobi. Tunaangalia penye unaona pale ni Nairobi, watatuambia ni pahali gani where they are in Nairobi. But interestingly, based on my research, I found out that the area of Nairobi is 696 kilometers square. That is 267 square miles. It has a population of about 4.4 million in 2019 census. But when you go metropolitan, the entire Nairobi has about 9.4 million, maybe more. GDP of Nairobi is 14.8 billion US dollars. Studies, and we are told that 50% of Kenya's wealth is found in Nairobi. It's also told that 62% of Kenya's wealth is generated in Nairobi. Maybe that is why Mr. Wachiuri decided in Nairobi. So you have to be part of Nairobi to be able to, you know, where the wealth is, or 62% of Kenya's GDP is generated in Nairobi. Nairobi has about 17 constituencies, and it was founded in 1899. And it's known as the city of cool waters. It became Kenya's capital in 1902. So Nairobi is very special. Nairobi is headquarters to several international organizations. It is home of the Security Exchange, one of the largest in Africa. Nairobi is the only city in the world that has a national park. The growth rate is one of the highest among African cities. So this is why we are interested in Nairobi, and this is why we have our guest siku ya leo. So tunataka tumkaribishe mgeni wetu and the team waseme jambo kabla hatujaanza, and then we will go like that. So mgeni, so because we are telling people you are there, tunataka tusikie sauti. Just say jambo, introduce your team, alafu tutaanza.
Wow, thank you, thank you, thank you. Wonderful, fantastic, excellent team. We are extremely excited to connect with you, and we are right here at the city of Nairobi, within Metropolis, in one of our award-winning projects called Victory Gardens. And without much ado, I'll invite the people who are called Optiven. George Wachiuri is not Optiven. The real Optiven, they are here. You know, we are about 400 employees. We call them partners. We don't have employees. These are the guys who owns Optiven, and I'll ask them to just share their name, to say hi, and I can tell you, it is evening here, but we are boiling. We are very happy to have you, Hosea, and the team, Engineer Janet, those who are listening, and Balozi. We are extremely excited, and we can't wait for this particular show. Without much ado, let these beautiful ladies and handsome men introduce themselves right from Chalagat.
Hello, Kalenjin. Tochoke betut ran kanenyu ko Dorcas ako kakimutwak ran neo nendochin kampunitap Optiven netam mokosen kipindit sikomwowok ako inspirenak akomwowok ole bandanyin akoleok otokotin sokas tuguk chemwowech akobo kasit nekikoyai. Karibu.
Wow, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Next.
Talk viewers from Olomiten, from Australia, from USA, from Canada, and I pick to meet Kenya. I will come and agree to this award-winning project by Optiven, Kigure Victory Gardens. Tage sungukani asoger kole ne nekikeyai singemwowo kele njo kitinye chu, kitinye beek, kitinye solar street lighting, kitinye stimet. Komolelen kimwoe buch, kimoe kiborwok asiketembean tugul kesungukan ak keker kole ne chuton chu kemwoe kelelen kitinye en Optiven chumotinye biik alak. Kongoi ako takemiten tugul kibagenge.
Wow, that is one of the marketers, you know, Evelyn, and she loves what she does, and she is excited, and she has been able to empower a lot of people to have their own homes. So thank you, Evelyn. Next to Evelyn is Tuwei.
Hello. Wamune tugoli abwatelo chamege alen karibu. Optiven is a good company negararani nikiboisie tugoli akemeche biikab kutit ketekseng Nairobi chambaroning Nairobi akolep kitengela ako kararan price nakamwa ale ran mat kochililchi lakini ran konyorchi mbaret nikikende beek kikende stimet na kila kitu alen karibuni abwatugol kongoi.
Wow, thank you, Tuwei. Tuwei has been with us for many years, and she loves empowering people to have their own properties. And we have a policy that we want every Kenyan person to have a home. And these wonderful people, they are there to make sure that all our listeners across the globe, you must have a home. If you have one like a Balozi, you know, you can have a second one, a third one, and then we put a tenant there. We put rent there, and we only deposit money to your account. And the money gets you wherever you are. So on my left, there is a boy child here, and he's also going to introduce himself. Bonaro.
Wamuna pick up quoted Ochamege, Kimwaya Gongoi, for this time, so that we can share with you what we have on offer. Ugaimwa ile Nairobi, 50% of the wealth is actually in Nairobi. So Gimaje share this piece of the cake, we have put it. So I welcome you. So we can continue, we can talk much more, we can give you do's and don'ts of investment. Okay, more put it of what? Okay, invest in Nairobi. That is where much of the wealth come in Nairobi.
Wow, thank you. This is the team from Optiven, and of course I said earlier, we are a big army. We are about 400. We say that our business is to create jobs. You know, Kenya today, we are looking for entrepreneurs who can be able to generate some ideas, to introduce ideas, to innovate, so that we are able to accommodate millions of young people, that they have somewhere to work. And that's why we say at Optiven, our responsibility is not to make money. Making money is a very small goal. Our responsibility is to create jobs for our people. And that's why we say that our vision is to be the champions of socio-economic transformation. Hosea, Mike is yours.
So thank you. Before we get to Hosea, we will now probably go to Janet so that Janet can start us with the questions geared or forwarded towards our guest today, but feel free, our guest, to share. Maybe there is some expertise in one of the team who can actually share the question, but we are focused on you, and then we will share the question before we tour the farm or the site. Janet, karibu.
Thank you, Balozi, and I will go ahead and get started. And the way we like to start is we like to begin from the humble beginnings, or from the very word go. Where were you born? What school did you go to? And then we build up from there. So our first question for you, Mr. George, Mr. Wachiuri, is where were you born? And first of all, who is George? Where were you born? What primary school did you attend? And what secondary school did you go to? So where did your journey really begin? Take
Wow,
us back.
thank you, Janet. Wow, thank you, Janet. Engineer Janet. Yeah, my name is George Wachiuri. Wachiuri in our language means goats. And Wachiuri was given to somebody with many goats. So I think it's a symbol of progress, a symbol of wealth. And I was born, in a village somewhere in the middle of central Kenya, in a dry place called Kieni. Kieni is the driest place, it's like Baringo, very dry place in the middle of Nyeri County. And I was born there, and we were many of us. We were 8 of us. And when we were all young, my father was a teacher, and my mother was not educated. And my father died when I was only 7 years old. So all of us, we were left with our mother, no income, no resources. And that's where the poverty crept in our family. And life was very tough. Life was very difficult. And I remember when I was young, you go to fetch water 10 kilometers away, you have no food to eat. And I always tell people that I always thank the late president, His Excellency Daniel Arap Moi, who supplied food supplies in Kieni, and we were able to survive. And life was very, very tough. Going to school, you're going to school, you have no shoes, you have no uniform, and life was very tough. Going to high school was like a miracle. Some women came for a Harambe fundraising to raise 320 shillings for me to go to high school. Going to high school, well, that was first time. For 4 years, you are half in school, half at home, because there was literally no money at all, and it was very difficult. Of course, after, by God's grace, we went up to Form 4. In Form 4, it was very interesting because I could see people choosing universities. And for me, I had no mentor, I had no information. I did not know the best course to do, but I checked what people are writing, and I saw a course written BCom. And I said, wow, I think this course is very good, BCom, even the way we are pronouncing. So I just picked the name and registered in the form of the university. By the grace of God, that's the course I was called, and I joined the Wakabete campus. Going there from the village, a boy under the weather. It was not easy. For the first time, I saw people being dropped with the big cars. I saw clean people. And when I was in Wakabete, I knew for sure. I was not really sure whether I'll finish. But when I looked at Wakabete, I saw, hey, here there is an opportunity. What can I do to survive, to raise money for my fees? So immediately I saw these young guys have got long hair. And I discovered, can I be the person to be cutting this hair for these guys? So I opened a kinyozi. I was a barber. So every day, I would shave about 10 people, 15 people, and they were paying 10 bob. So if you shave 10 people, that's a whole lot of money. And that was my first business in campus. I also discovered that people in campus, they don't have a lot of time. So I started washing clothes for them. So I would wash their clothes, I would iron those clothes, I charge them 30 shillings. The other business I discovered in the university is I discovered Wakabete is far from the city of Nairobi. So people had no time to buy a magazine, to buy a newspaper. So I converted my room to be a social library. You can't borrow a magazine. I charge you 1 bob. If you are late, an interest of 50 cents. And I had 3 businesses in the university. The 4th one was photography. I bought a camera, the one called the Ashika, the one you roll like this. Take a photo, I'm a born again. So every time you go for missions to preach to people to get born again, the time the demons were cast out, I was taking the moments, produce those photos, sell them. Hey, and I was in business. That's how I raised my money in the university. By the end of the day, then the Professor Gishaga awarded me as the most entrepreneurial student, and that's how I celebrate the 4 years in university. When we finished, we all panicked. There was a saying that no jobs in Kenya. You know, everybody was saying no job. You finish university, go home. And we panicked. I picked my 4 friends and we said, this is the time to look for a job. I remember we did over 300 handwritten applications. Me was given Babadogo and industrial area. When you go to drop the letters, you go with the 4 letters. 3 for your friends and for yourself. That's how I got my first job, you know, by God's grace, as an accountant in Ushumi supermarket. Later on, I changed. I worked with the refugees in Kakuma refugee camp, and I worked in Somalia for a while in Wajid. I also worked in, here in Kenya. And 2008, that's the time we said, I think now I want to go to full-time business. Before that, we were doing small businesses. And within a business profile, I tried several businesses. You know, I did water packaging, it collapsed. I did Kahaya, collapsed. I did tours and travel, collapsed. You know, and some of these businesses were collapsing in a big way that they were leaving me depressed, very stressed. And I did over 15 businesses that did not work. They failed terribly. I was depressed. One time I was spending time at the Uhuru Park with my Bible, a notebook. That's why I don't leave a notebook, and a pen. And that's how I told God, if you bring me back, I'll be supporting God's work. I'll be supporting the orphans. I'll be supporting the widows. I'll be supporting the less fortunate. That's how the foundation was born. Today, Optiven, 5% of the money we generate, we donate it to the foundation. We have hundreds and hundreds of children that we support, including your county. Mention your county. We can tell you the students we are sponsoring. Right now, we are talking about 47 counties that we have children that we sponsor. We pick 2 orphans per year per county. And some of these students are very sharp. They are very intelligent. The same 5%, we have a program for physically challenged people who are differently abled. We buy wheelchairs. We donate these wheelchairs to the people with cerebral palsy, people with back issues, and I don't think there's any county that this team has not traveled to deliver those wheelchairs. The same 5%, we have a program for the girls, you know. Kenya today, especially remote counties, some girls don't go to school because they don't have sanitary wear. So we spend a lot of money in terms of sanitary wear. And now these girls can smile, they can go to school, and that's about the impact of giving back. And I learned that when I was down, when I was depressed, I literally did a book. Maybe if Nagina is around, I'll show you the book. It's available on Amazon. It's called Soaring Like an Eagle, because I want entrepreneurs like Barozi, entrepreneurs like Osea, entrepreneurs like Janet, that even the time you start a business and the business is not peaking, you read that book, you'll be inspired, you'll shed tears. You say, hey, if God did it for George Wachiuri, the same God can do it for me. Can you imagine all those 15 failures? And today, Optiven is an award-winning organization. It's a company doing exploits in terms of communities, giving back. And that's the story of George Wachiuri. And of course, I use my story to encourage people out there that the people to change this country, they are not the people you are thinking about. They are the people that today you go to your village, you ignore them. Anybody who came to my village ignored me because I was under the weather. I was hungry. I was thin. The clothes were torn. Yani hii mtu anaongea kwako saa hii haungempenda. I was just a boy that you would ignore. In fact, you could kick me out. You know, this is a useless boy. So if you are there, maybe in your own villages, and maybe in Australia, you are in the US, your impact must be felt. You must be a person of influence. And let me tell you, being a person of influence is not about money. Money is a very small goal in life. You cannot live for money. Life is about touching others people's lives. It's about transforming others people's lives. The way you talk to them, the way you handle them, the way you respect people. That is what we are talking about. And all of us, when I look at our listeners, you can all be influencers. You can influence to make Africa a better place, to make Kenya a better place, to make your county a better place, to make your village the best village. One thing I did when God bless me, I went back to my school and I said, wait a minute, there are children who are not passing so well and they become wasted. So we did a secondary school and we said, anybody, even if those people who get an E, by the way, E means excellent. Those people who get a D, D means dedicated. They are able to go to high school because once they go to high school, you know, of course, we must thank the current government for delivering TVET. These are the guys who are going to TVET. They do painting, they do masonry because we need the skills. So I want to ask all of us, look back to your village. Are there people that are there? They are not able to go to school. And by the way, nowadays, to sponsor a student is 5,000. This 5,000 can take this student to a day school. Once they have the Form 4, encourage them to go to TVET. Let them learn a skill. That is what you're talking about, being an influencer. And what more? For you to influence, be a giver. Yeah. You must not give money, by the way. You can give advice. That's social media. That's Facebook. Don't use it to abuse people. No. Use it to do counsel. For example, for me, George Wachiuri, I have a blog called George Wachiuri Blog, just to inspire people, to encourage people. I have a YouTube. You know, today, with this team here, we were in Kitengela, a place called GMC, one of the most finest entertainment center, GMC place, www.funplace.co.com. You know, a place done by Optiven, basically for families. We were there today. We had a graduation because I also do mentorship for business people. I do mentorship for career people. I do mentorship. So we did cohort 1. They graduated. They're now doing good businesses. They were about 100. Today, they were over 100. They graduated. So we were there the whole morning. Can you imagine? That is about giving back. So you can give back either advice, you can give back either resources, you can give back by partnering with Optiven Foundation, www.optivenfoundation.org, that your small contribution, your small advice can be able to transform the community, you know? That's how to be an influencer, Barozi. That's how to be influencer, Buonaro. That's how to be an influencer, the team here for Optiven. Because life is about changing others, people's lives. And definitely, you have a responsibility to make a mark in the world. Can you imagine when you die, the only thing we read, George Wachiuri had one wife, 3 children, 2 boys and 1 girl. By the way, that's their family. That's a very small thing. We need to read. Rob had 200 children that he supported to access education. Hosea, when Hosea was abroad, this is what Hosea did. We need to read that history. Change the world. When you are born for one purpose. The purpose to change, to make the world a better place. I tell people, don't complain. When you think people are not doing the right thing, it is your responsibility to do the right thing. Right now in Kenya today, people talk about joblessness. I said, no, I'll never say there are no jobs. There are many jobs. But for me to say there are many jobs, I must be the one to create these jobs. That's why we say for Optiven, our vision, our goals, we have 3 goals. Goal number 1 is to create 30,000 jobs by the year 2030. Right now we are 400. We have about 1,000 casuals eating from Optiven. This particular project, Victory Gardens, is a 100-acre development. We have watchmen. We have security. We have people pumping the water. The others doing the piping. The others installing solar. The others building. We have over 1,000 casuals. At the end of the day, they are eating from the Optiven vision. That's goal number 1. Goal number 2 is to develop 300,000 homes by the year 2030. Goal number 3, we said, we do not want George, when George is dead with Abraham, when I'm going to be with Abraham, we do not want Optiven to die. We want Tuwei to take up. We want Selagat to take up as a CEO. And we said we cannot do that if Optiven remains the company founded by George Wachiuri. That's why we said we must now go to IPO. Right now, we are doing ESOP, Employees Shares Ownership Plan, whereby all this team here, they'll own shares in Optiven. Hosea can own shares at Optiven. Balozi can own shares. Engineer Janet can own shares. Rono can own shares. Our listeners, you can own shares. This journey is taking 3 steps. Step number 1, we do ESOP for the employees. We call them partners. Step number 2 is private equity, maybe 1 or 2 people. Step number 3, coming in 3-4 years, is IPO. That anybody out there, you can be able to own a stake with Optiven. Why are we saying that? We want Optiven to survive over 1,000 years, just like companies in the UK. There's a company that inspires me called Royal Mint. It was established in 886 AD. It is now 1,100 years. Na bado iko kwa biashara. We want Optiven, even when George is forgotten, we want Optiven to be there for our children's children. It is possible because we are making a mark in the world. For you to be an influencer, Barozi, for you to be an influencer, you must really exploit the God-given potential. Everybody here who is listening to us, you have potential. Deuteronomy 8:18 says, it is God himself who has given you power to create wealth. You have no power for yourself. Ni Mungu mwenyewe. And this ability, capacity, it is God-given. One of them is thinking capacity. Ability to use this head. This head is not for decoration. This head is for thinking. It is for innovating. It is for creating. It is for thinking on how to do things differently. The thinking capacity. God has given you another free capacity, free ability, the energy capacity. You are able to walk. You are able to move things. Right now, we are here at Victoria Gardens. We literally drove here, you know. It is about 30 minutes from the city of Nairobi. And later I will show you the project. Ability to make things move. You have also ability and capacity to make relationships. That's why we are here with this media station. We are creating relationships. We also have ability to take risks. Yeah, nothing comes easy. Nothing comes easy. We as Optiven, we have made mistakes. George Wachiuri, I have failed 15 times. Why? Taking risks. Somebody said, you miss more resources, you miss more talents, you miss more money by not taking action. So even if you take action, the action is wrong. Don't kill yourself. Don't buy a rope and hang yourself. No, we learn through failures. We learn through mistakes. Somebody said, failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is a step towards success. The more times you fail, the more you become sharper, the more you become knowledgeable, the more you become wise. Because failure is a lesson. It's like going to the classroom. I know one time I lost 5 million on a lad deal. You know, 5 million. I thought it was a dream. It was real. And losing that 5 million, I was down for 1 year. 1 year, no money, no friends, nothing. You are alone with your pastor and your wife, alone. But I picked a lesson that all the time, George Wachiuri, respect people. All the time. Right now, this team you see here, they can come to my office and charge me. They don't call me CEO, they call me team leader, because I learned a lesson of valuing people. I learned a lesson of respecting people, because everybody is important, respecting people. And these are the lessons that we pick even as we go ahead and influence the world. And definitely, you cannot be an influencer if you don't love the planet. Right now, the global population is 7.9 billion. They are saying very soon, we are going to be 12 billion. As we increase, as we give birth, fast and furious, the planet resources they are not adding up. Mining is not adding up. You know, and we must take care of our planet. That's why for us at Optiven, we are running a campaign called Go Green Optiven, whereby we are rewarding people who support sustainable development goals. And we have a big event on 11th of December. And if you are there, it's open globally. And you're seeing people from UNDP, people from Wangari Maathai Foundation, people from Strathmore Business School, people from Nairobi. They are participating in that campaign of Going Green. So whatever you do, ensure that you have a portion for the planet. The way you dispose waste. Those who are in electronics, don't just dispose those waste. Those who are in the lakeside, don't just fish with a net that is killing the babies of, even the young fish. That is the campaign we are running. Why? We have love for the planet. That's how to influence. And then finally, always value people. All the time, value people. Value people. People buy people. And I'm so happy that we are doing this particular show, connecting with the people across the globe. Because other than you buying our properties, I think relationship, it is the most important. When Hosea comes to the city of Nairobi, unaita George Wachiuri, by the way, where are you? Let's take coffee. And definitely Hosea, Balozi, Janet, Rono, when you come to the city of Nairobi, one of the friends to meet must be George Wachiuri. I promise you, we shall go to Panalotti's, take pizza there. Panalotti's is owned by Optiven. We shall go to Igere Big Spa in Karen, take some ribs there. Come to GMC Kitengela, take some boozy pale. And why relationship is extremely important as we influence the world. And then finally, as a team, as individuals, we must have a vision. What drives you? For us at Optiven, we say our vision is to be the champions of socio-economic transformation. Whatever that we do as Optiven, we ask ourselves, are we really the champions of socio-economic transformation? The way we do our project, we don't do like anybody else because we want to empower our customers economically. You come to a project like this one, everything you require is here. The solar, they are already done. We have done over 400 solar poles. One pole is about 80,000. Why are we investing so big in a project? We can kata the plots and sell to you. No, we want to economically influence you. This particular project, 100 acres, hakuna mahali maji, yani everywhere we have piped water. Hakuna mahali about measha. The water is there. You just pay 12,000. You connect your water, and then you start using that water. Why are you doing that? We want to empower our people economically. Look at the trees you have planted. We'll take you around. This particular project, we have done over 4,000 trees. Not only trees, we have 1,000 fruit trees, whereby you can come here, pick guava, and eat. We have done the infrastructure. Why? It is in line with our vision. That's why we say, Optiven, we don't sell plots. Optiven, we empower people to have their own homes, to have their own investments. And I am so happy that there's one customer, I think he is from Dallas. He came to Victory Gardens, bought 8 plots. As I talk to you, when I turn on my left, I can see his 5 houses. He is developing houses for sale. I am told 3 of them, they already bought. Can you imagine? That's how people invest, Barozi. Not necessarily you buy a plot and you keep it there for years. No, buy, develop. Then people say, hey, George Buana, we don't have trusted people. Then we registered a company called Optiven Homes. It is the company developing these homes for our customers. And this is what we're talking about, the vision, aligning what we do with the vision. Many Kenyans fear security. This particular company here, we have uniformed the security firm to take care of everything that goes on in the project. And I can tell you, it is in line with the vision. And this is a running call for all of us, that whatever you do, those who are in business, don't do business for money. Money is a small goal. Do business to empower other people. That's why we say the meaning of Optiven is optimizing ventures, that whoever comes near Optiven prospers. Whoever partners with Optiven also prospers. And that's why our goal is focused. We are determined to empower all your members. So I am sure at some point we'll take you around and show you how this project is looking like. And this is one of our projects. We have a replica one called Happy Gardens, going for 1.795. It is going to be a sister of Victory Gardens. This one goes for 2.5 because it's now a node project. We are literally handing over to the Homeowners Association. So if you're looking to invest in the city of Nairobi, within Nairobi metropolis, it is going to be about 25 minutes because the government of Uhuru Kenyatta and His Excellency Dr. Ruto, they are doing the express highway. So Kitengela is going to be like going to the shop. Can you imagine? So Happy Gardens is a project. We are doing all facilities. And right now, it is in the early bird offer. And of course, people who are listening from this particular media station, Igere Media. Can you imagine? Anybody listening from this platform? in terms of commitment, if you say interested, George Wachiuri himself, I'll pay for you 5,000 for the sale agreement. Yani, my own pocket. Why? I want to inspire you. I want to encourage you to keep investing. But this offer, terms and conditions apply. Don't listen to this YouTube 1 month later. Useme see you are hapana. You have to do today, say, I am interested. And I'm sure the team here, the Shalagat, Tuwei and Rob, Evelyn, they can be able to help you. And there are people who say, George, anything else other than Kitengela? Yes, we are in Tatu City, Kiambu, Amani Rije, the place of peace, you know, where one of you has already have been communicating. We are in Blue Post, we are in Eldoret. I think you have 4 plots in Eldoret,
Yes,
Capseret, you know, and we have a whole supermarket for you. Machakos, because our chairman said, our ambassador said, utajiri iko hapa the city of Nairobi. So we can be able to invest here. So I wish you all the very best. And I want to encourage you that you can invest early. And there are many benefits, my people, my good people. There are many benefits of investing early. When I was young, I went to Syokimau. That time I was working in Kakuma. My salary was 45,000. That was a lot of money. That was a lot of money. I went there. A plot there was 70,000. Behind Gateway Mall. Me, what I saw a zebra. I told to my brother, hapa ni forest hapa. I saw a zebra. But I did not want to discourage my brother. I bought 1 plot, 70,000. Today, that plot is next to the highway, next to Gateway Mall. People give me 6 million. I refuse. Why? I say, this is a lesson for me. I was stupid. I did not see the opportunity. I had the money to buy even 10 plots, but I did not. So I say today, people who are out there, buy a property. Don't say it is far. Far from where? Far from where? Me, I'm from Kieni. Maybe you are from Rift Valley. You are from Mombasa. It's far from where? You can buy a property anywhere in this particular Nairobi metropolis, and I can guarantee you the capital appreciation is very encouraging. So investing early gives you 3 things. Number 1, you become disciplined. Disciplined in spending. Because people who don't invest, they spend their money so easily. Somebody said your message, by the way, niko na kashida shosho alikufa. Unatuma gilitano, 5,000, $500, $100. That $100 is enough money to invest every week with Optiven. So when you invest early, you have that discipline of managing your money. Number 2, when you invest early, you care for your generation. It is a big shame when we come for your burial and we are saying, ameasha tu, ameenda na saduku, because you are being buried with a coffin, ameenda na saduku, na hakuna karatasi inaitwa title umeasha nyuma. So your family has nothing to look at. So all the time, invest with the generation in mind. You have children, you have relatives. Asha kakitu, usiende tu hivo. Don't just go like that, man. We are Africans. We like owning. And owning is good because it gives you comfort. Number 3, investing early allows you to take risks. I know that many have lost money. Even me, I lost 5 million. But losing money does not stop you from investing. Thank God you have not lost life. Bado uko hai. Thank God you are alive. You have lost money, yes. I lost money, yes. But now Optiven is here. You can trust 20 years experience. We have been in business for 20 years. You can trust us. And definitely, investing early allows you to take early risk. Let me tell you, when you are 70, 80 years, if you lose $1 million, utapata heart attack. Utaanguka chini, poo! And be asked, hey, Baba Rob, what is happening? I lost money. Why? You are trying to invest when the years have gone. The best time to invest, Engineer Janet, is today, because the age is still friendly. You can sustain shocks. We don't want surprises by the end of our life. And definitely, when you invest early, it is about gain. Let me tell you a secret. Kitengela is going to change so drastically immediately this barabara ya ghorofa, by the way, imejengwa vizuri. June inafunguliwa. The time that road is opened, Kitengela is going to be like Upper Hill. So you only gain. If you invest today at Happy Gardens, 1.795, I can guarantee you, when Optiven is exiting, because we are doing the roads, we are doing 300 poles of solar, we are doing water, we are done a borehole. Right now we are doing roads. The price is going to be 3.5 million. assuming you buy 10 plots, can you imagine? Right now it's about 1.795. You sell at 3.5 million. You make cool money, ukiwa Australia, ukiwa America, ukiwa Europe, easily. Why? You don't need to worry about properties in Optiven. Because nikiisha, tuna replace. The land is fenced. Kuna caretaker. You know, you don't even do anything. You just call Rob. You just call Varin. You call to way. By the way, can you go to my plot and take a photo? You don't need to invest. We have already invested in terms of infrastructure for you. So it is gain, gain, gain. And then finally, it improves your habits. People who invest, they have a habit of investing. They leave a legacy of investing. It changes your thoughts. And I can tell you, this is the way to go. And I think I'll put a comma there. I know that I have really extended the question asked by engineer. The only thing is that I am a teacher. I used to lecture at Daystar University. I do mentorship. You know, I love people. And my life is simple. I just love people. I love people progressing. I am happy when the people succeed. You know, I am a positive thinker. I like abundance mentality. I don't believe on scarcity mentality. And if you're there and you have a scarcity mentality, you need to change to have abundance mentality. Remember that resources are there for those people who are able to look at those resources, shape their goals, and they don't see obstacles. Somebody said, you only see obstacles when you remove your eyes from the goal. God bless you. Mike, back.
Yeah. Thank you, George. You know, you've answered almost all the questions that we had. The only question before I ask Janet, maybe she wants a follow-up question, was you told us that you failed 15 times, which reminds me of there is a place in Orlando where our sister is, where Janet is based. This is, what do they call it, Janet?
Disney World.
Disney World. Disney World, the owners of Disney World, they were brothers. They actually went to the banks to try and convince them to give them loans. And nobody believed in what these guys were talking about. So they asked for loans 300 times. You've told us 15 times you started business, you failed. Can you still kindly tell us, ulipata wapi capital ya kuanzisha after all this? You know, how much did you start? For example, did you go for a loan ndio uanzishe Optiven ama ulifanya nini baada ya kufail 15 times? Because there are so many people who want to start, but they don't know. And then I want you also to talk to young entrepreneurs. Like Janet started a company where she can market. So you can talk to her. She can market Optiven, which is already known, to be even known even further. What can you tell these young people who are aspiring to start small businesses? What should they do in terms of loan ama capital, for example? That would be my question, you know, to you.
Allow me to add to that. We want to start small. Maybe we are limiting ourselves. How do you change that mentality from thinking like, oh, it's a small business because I'm an entrepreneur, and we don't think of $1 billion business? So my question is, did you envision Optiven being the $1 billion business that it is today? Or how did you go step by step? And what advice would you have for aspiring entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs like myself or anyone out there who wants to start or own a business? Karibu.
Wow, thank you, engineer. Thank you, Balozi. I'll start with Balozi. You know, after failing, after spending 1 year in Uhuru Park with my Bible, a notebook and a pen, what happens? I always believe that there are several capital forms. There are several forms of capital. There is financial capital. There is social capital. And especially social capital is so big. And definitely there is spiritual capital. I think when financial capital ended, I had a big capital called spiritual capital. And every time I go before God for prayer, I was believing God for big things, you know. That time you have nothing in the pocket, not even 50 bob. I remember I used to come from Sunrise to town on foot, no lunch, nothing. Yet you still have a belief that you go back to business. And it was 1 year of stress, 1 year of depression, 1 year of challenges. But even that particular time, I refused to lose hope. And I remember one time I went for evening service, and there was this preacher man that was preaching, and he was really preaching, and I knew it was me. And that time I went because I had made a resolution. Since I lost 5 million through real estate, I had made a personal resolution never ever to do business again. I had done it, and I started looking for jobs, and I wrote applications. Remember, I was CPAK. I had masters in strategic management. I had a BCom. I had experience. I wrote many applications. Nobody responded. I think the heavens had shut. That's the time I realized maybe I need to go back to business. So that time I went, I listened to the sermon, and I said, I want to go back to business. But how do you go back? You don't have capital, but you have social capital, you have spiritual capital, you have relationship capital. So a thought came in. What if I start agency whereby I pick properties for Balozi, I pick properties for engineer Janet, and then I put them on my platform. I sell them for a commission 3%. I did that for about a year, but it was very frustrating. I remember one time I sold a property in Karen, and my commission was almost 2.1 million. And I was feeling happy. The way I took my wife for holiday. I was doing my calculations. Until that time, the money was paid to the owner. I called the owner, and then the owner asked me, "Is the land yours?" Young man, I only give you 100,000. My heart was crushed. I was depressed. I was stressed. I went home like somebody who has been rained on. And my wife asked me, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I told her, "No, I'm not okay. I just lost the deal." "Which deal?" "Remember the deal I told you I'm going to take you for a holiday?" "Which one?" "That one." To cut the long story short, that man did not even give me even 100,000. I lost it. So agency became very difficult. I remember I sold another one. I was not paid. And that's why for us at Optiven, if you are our agent, we always pay our agents because I know the pain of not being paid. But a thought came and said, wait a minute, I know people. I started listing people we were with in Wakabete. I listed them and I zeroed in 3 people. I went to one of them, I told him, please give me a soft loan, even if it is 100,000, 200. And the guy told me, yes. Do you think you can pay me 5% per month? That is 60% per year. Interest. I told the guy, let me go home, I think. When I went home, I was thinking, do I go back to real estate? The answer was, yes, go back to real estate. I came to this Tengera place, looked for land. I found 5 acres. The guy was a doctor and told me, yes, I can pay me 1 million. I allow you to access the land. Hey, 1 million from where? A guy doesn't have even a 50 bob. But I went back to my guy. I asked him, can you let me have 1 million? And the guy asked me, what do you want to do? I want to buy land. Take me where land is. I took him. So he agreed to give me 1 million, paying 60% interest per year. Then remember, I have a balance of 500. I had a small car. I put it on newspaper. The car was sold. The million haikufika. So, but I got courage. I called this guy, and I met this guy at a Silver Spring, one of the hotels in the upper market. When the guy saw me, he was so furious. He asked me, are you the buyer? Are you the broker? Are you the agent? Who are you? The guy was furious. He walked out of the meeting. I was left there with my brother, very frustrated. To cut the long story short, because it's in my book, the guy had issues, and I was able to convince him to allow me to access the land, subdivide it on paper, and sell it. That was the first miracle for Optiven. I was able to sell these properties to my church members, and the journey now started. I now started approaching the banks, and I remember the first time the bank gave me 70,000. The second time they gave me 2.1 million. The third time they gave me 6 million. The fourth time they gave me 20 million. The fifth time it got 40 million. And now the account was becoming better. And even to today, the same bank has been financing our projects, almost 99% of the projects we are running. Why? The power of relationship capital. Because getting that 70,000 I had to talk to my classmate who was in that bank to pass a good word that this guy can pay. And you can find that story in one of my books. I think the books are here. The story is actually here. Solely Like an Eagle. It's a book available on Amazon. When you're in Kenya, we can give you a copy. And all money goes to the foundation. The other one is on business for Janet who want to do a business. And these are the tricks on how you can start small and build a business empire. And it's also a very, very interesting book that you can read. I hope I've answered the question from Balozi. The other question was from Janet. How do I encourage people who say, I am starting smaller businesses? Somebody told me that if you want to start a business, have a big dream, act on that dream, call it that dream, write it, Habakkuk 2:2. Write your dream in big letters on a tablet. Every time you wake up, you see that dream. Every time you rise up, you see that dream. They said, if you have a big dream, you act on it, the universe is kind enough. The universe will bring resources for you to pursue that particular dream. And for Engineer Janet and other entrepreneurs who are listening, when you have an idea, this is how you can do it. I know that there are many ideas that run through our minds. Get a notebook like this one. Get a notebook. Write all those ideas. They could be 10 ideas, they could be 15, they could be 20. Write them, go and sleep. Tomorrow morning, wake up. Read through the ideas. Now shortlist to 5 ideas. Once you shortlist, look for a mentor like George Wachiuri. Come with those ideas. Let's discuss them. I'll ask you a few questions. What's your passion? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Why are you doing this? The way you answer, I'll be able to tell whether that idea, you have bought it, you are breathing it, you are walking it, and then we can walk the journey. Why? The time you have that idea, you have that particular vision. I can tell you the resources you will find way from north, the resources will come from the south, the resources will come from the east and the west, and they will come. Optiven, we started the big vision. We had no money, but the vision is becoming bigger and bigger. So for all the entrepreneurs right there, never ever underestimate your potential. Never underestimate your potential because you have what it takes. But for you to do that, Janet and the others, get a mentor. Somebody you can ask questions. Personally, I have mentors. Dr. James Mogi is one of them. Manusha Daria is another one. Vimal Shah is another one. In leadership, I have a mentor. John Maxwell. In terms of marketing, I have a mentor. Brian Tracy. Get these mentors. Number 2, be a person who read books. They say leaders read. Read books. Books that can inspire you to dream bigger, to dream huge, massively. That way, you find your business growing step by step. And then finally, never ever look at your business as a small business. Change your language, change your mindset. Now, start the mindset of positivity. Today, we are having corona in Kenya and across the globe. But if you lock yourself in the house, you say there's corona, I can't do anything. It will be consumed. Change your mindset. Start seeing opportunities where people see difficulties. They say the best entrepreneur is the one who sees opportunities when people have got challenges. Life is about offering solutions. If you offer solutions, people will offer you dollars. People will offer you pounds. Look at Optiven. Kenya, there are no homes. Government says we need 200,000 homes per year. Hakuna. But look at Optiven. We said, how comes there are only 24,000 mortgages according to Central Bank report? Yet, people are building in Victory. People are building in Success Gardens in Katanga Road. People are building in Garden of Joy. Where is the money coming from? And then we discovered many people have got plots, but they don't have homes. Why? They lack water, they lack security, they lack infrastructure, they lack good green environment. Optiven, we came up with the word value-added plots. That was a game changer. Then, of course, people copied. Now you're talking about green projects, whereby when Barozi comes to buy a property, we teach you how to recycle the water from washroom, water from the toilet. You can recycle that water. You're using a technology from Singapore. You can recycle that water, use it for greening. Why? Because we have seen the idea, and you keep expanding it, you keep building it up. By the end of the day, you are going to have a company bigger than Optiven. Back to Janet, back to Balozi.
George, asante sana. Thank you so much for inspiring all of us. Most of our followers who are following from different parts of the world, wameumia sana, wamekulwa, hata mimi nilikulwa. Kwa sababu unapata mtu kule nyumbani, unaambiwa kuna plot, mtu anajenga, unatuma pesa, unafanya kibarua, unatuma, unajenga, mwishowe you are hoping to come and see your house. Kufika huko mtu anatoroka. I even have a friend who killed himself kwa sababu rafiki yake alifika akaambia tutaenda kesho kwa site. The next morning that guy killed himself. So my friend felt really bad that kumbe nilikuja kuua rafiki yangu kwa sababu huyu alikula pesa yake. George, how can you as Optiven assure some of these so many followers wenye wako nje to be able to come and be part of, you know, this wonderful place that you've shown us and you are going to show us, and assuming me or Rosea, you know, pesa ni ile ile, so saa zingine kuna kitu kidogo ama, you know, some money that somebody has saved. Is there a way this person can be able to come and be assured so that when they spend, they will come and find a house? Wakikuja kukupata, kukupigia simu, you will be gladly be taking them to show them a house or a site ambaye sio kama ule jamaa yangu alijiua huko. So I want you to assure these people so that they can be able to come and invest. Wakikuja nyumbani, they will be proud like that. And then number two, Kenya, you know, we are talking of lack of jobs. You know, Kenya, I checked, you know, unemployment is over 40%. If you are to advise the government, I'm sure, you know, someone is listening and somebody is following. If you are to advise, what will you tell them about unemployment or how to solve this problem? And lastly, where do you see Optiven in 25 years to come? When, you know, you've talked about it. Yes.
In addition, George, so that you answer, you sum up all of them. Probably if we talk with majority of my friends, probably in Australia, the young guys who are inspiring or their aspiration of to do an investment in Kenya, they don't have anybody to trust, even the government. It's very difficult to trust, even if you go to every office in Kenya, they say chai, I say chai, chai, chai. So what's your advice for those young guys who are here in Australia and they probably, for you to maneuver, the process is so detailed, people are busy, if they need to come home, even to get something small, it can take you 3 to 4 months. In terms as we digitalize in a way whereby it can, for someone who is in Australia now and you want something in Nairobi, so how can you build or how can you encourage this guy in Australia that if probably if do payment, it can be reflected, he can get his title deed and he can probably move to the site as the quickest. Another thing is probably you can tell us for benefit of our viewers some of corporate social responsibility that you have done. You have probably mentioned, but maybe you can still add some of corporate social responsibilities that Optiven. And one of our viewers here who is following us, he has asking Mr. George, is Mr. George had an idea of bottom-up approach? Because what you are doing now is the conversation of what is going on in our country. Another thing, George, if you do something small like that in our country, you can probably have a political influence, like why George Wachiuri, after impacting or influence life of most of the people, you haven't think that you need to be probably to be a governor or in that. Thank you.
Wow, I think very interesting. We have to go and see the land now. It's becoming dark here, Balozi. But before that, yes, I think we'll walk as we answer the questions. So I'll ask my team to pick the camera. But before that, I would like my colleague, very competent, Mr. Rob, to assure Kenyans that Optiven, if you partner with Optiven, your money is safe, your land is there. And Rob, maybe you can answer that question. How do we assure these people that when they invest in Optiven, they will get the property that they invested?
Yes, good evening. At the time is evening. Now, in terms of legitimacy, Optiven is very legit. Actually, we've been in business for the last 20 years. Now, tumefanya over 40 complete projects where we have families already living here and they have settled completely. Number two, most of our projects are rated title leads. So wakati unanunua shamba Optiven, the title leads are already available. Number three, purchase process is very, very easy, very flexible. Kuna payment ya pole pole. You can pay a deposit, then the rest you can pay within 12 months, 13 months. So we are giving you also a repayment plan which is flexible. So number three, which is the last one, is that Optiven is actually a Christian founded organization. Actually, us, we are driven by values and we are customer centric. So kitu ya kwanza ni we are Christian founded organization, we are customer centric, and all our projects have ready title leads, and we also take people to site. Unajua wakati unanunua shamba kuna ile process. Kuna stage 1, 2 mpaka the end. So we have the first process, your site visit, of which you in diaspora, you can maybe send your representatives to come here. We take them to site. Waweze kujionea wenyewe. You know what you see is actually real. Like now here, this is Victory Gardens. We have already families living here. We have houses which are complete. And actually we are happy as Optiven because we are delivering these things and they are very real. So those in diaspora, we want to tell you that Optiven is very legitimate and we take you through the processes of buying land. And all the lands that you have ready title deeds.
Wow, that is Rob. I don't know whether we want to add as we walk around.
Yeah. So with Optiven, we have been, as he said, we have been in service for 20 years. And you can see we have people who have already lived in our project. We have distributed more than 2,000 title deeds. And we also encourage our clients, ukishika title deed, ukitaka kwenda kwa Ministry of Lands, is that process now digitalized? Unachukua title copy na kupea, hata kama uko Osea penye uko Australia na kutumanishia copy, unafanya search, utapata copy yetu iko. And then for any company to be legit, they have to have a physical office. And we have a physical office in town, that is near GPO, Reuters Street, 14th floor and 15th floor.
Wow, fantastic. Yeah, I can also add a voice as the team leader that with Optiven, it's all smiles. Where we are, we have some ladies, ladies from North America. They are called Kainads. They bought properties here. Now they are building and they are happy. So we deliver and we don't have challenges. We thank God that we have been guided by that culture because we know the pain of losing. I lost, so I know the pain. So I'll ask my team just to go around as I answer Barosi's question on what can we tell government, what can we tell government, especially in terms of job creation. And in terms of job creation, we say that we have been, I'm a member of Kenya Private Sector Alliance and have been urging and lobbying with the government so that we can be able to save hundreds and millions of businesses that don't celebrate their 4th year in business. According to Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, the last 5 years, we have lost 2.2 million businesses. They have closed shop. And we have been asking the government, and I think they are listening, that they can be able to do tax waivers for any company below 7 years. And that company, maybe they put conditions that that company must hire at least 10 people. If 2.2 million companies that died hired 10 people, all the issue of unemployment will be sorted. And I think that that discussion is there. And I'm sure that we'll keep pushing it so that we are able to save our people. As we discuss that, I'm sure that you can see this is the Victory Garden. And these are, when we bought this particular property, it was just plains. Yani, there was nothing here. We planted the trees, we did the power, we did the solar. And what else, Sarah, did we do? Tell them what we did.
Water?
Yeah, tell them.
Yeah. Milango, the main gate, as you can see. So we have a 24-hour security. I get resident caretaker. you can add.
What else?
And then we have the solar.
Solar, yes.
Ukitembea huku saa 8 ya usiku, unaweza joke around at 5 in the morning. People are joking around here. Because also we have the security 24/7.
Wow, that's a two-way.
And also the power.
Wow, there's power, there's solar, and the project. This is one of the best projects that Optiven has done, and we have invested millions. And maybe to answer Balozi, why people should be able to trust Optiven, as we borrow money, in terms of huge money. We buy the property, we get the variation, and then when you buy, we get partial discharge off charge. And for the last 20 years, the records has been good. We thank God. And I want to assure the people who are online, you can be able to trust Optiven. And by the time you come to Kenya, you'll be able to be happy. And without much ado, there's another question that was asked. What word do we have for young guys, especially with media? You know, every media house says Kenya is corrupt. You know, everywhere is corruption. I want to assure the young people in Australia, we still have remnants. We still have people who do business without corruption. We still have people in government offices whereby there's no corruption. And nowadays it's easy. If you find maybe somebody is blocking your way, we have ways of reporting. Nowadays with social media, it is so easy. You can be able to reach out to any person to make your complaint. So, and with digitization, even that corruption now is coming down. Today, you can be able to search a title for Victory Gardens online. It has a QR code, unaimulika, you see all the process. You know, the land was owned by Optiven, the land went to ROP, went to Tuwei, so you can be able to discover that. So if you are there, a young person, you want to come and invest in Kenya, there are a lot of opportunities in this particular country, in hospitality, in real estate, in manufacturing, and that's the way that everybody want to come to Kenya and invest. Wow. I think I want to see water. Rob, you want to see them what is happening here?
Now I can tell you there is water, me big. So each and every plot, me big. So once you buy a plot here, you see the water is connected all through. Unawekewa meter, and it is very ready. So someone can just buy and build. There is water and there is security. So in terms of accessibility as well, you can see you've done good roads. So again, even to access here during any other time, you can access here and you can have a very nice environment to live. You can see also really me big, and then also you can see the place is green, and you can see how the trees are already mature.
Question, yes? Nikinunua that plot. Nikinunua that plot, ama mtu anunue the plot. Hiyo maji itakuwa free connection or you have to pay something?
You just pay a small fee of 12,000, unawekewa meter, alafu unatumia maji. And you know maji is available throughout.
Wow, fantastic. Thank you, Rob. Yes, the water is available. I want us to see and see what the people are building, especially those who bought and they're now building. As we do that, I can answer the question from Balozi, the CSR that Optiven is doing. We say that Optiven, we are passionate about lifting other people. We have an education program. We are sponsoring orphans across 47 counties. We also have a huge project for physically challenged. We issue wheelchairs, and we have another project for the girls. We call it, the sanitary wear. Also we do a lot of advocacy in terms of greening. Right here in this county of Kajiado, we have done cleanups, educating communities on the purpose of saving the planet, the issues of disposing plastics, and we have been able to do a lot of advocacy across the counties. And what's more, we also have a project for old people. We call it the Forgotten Senior Citizens. If you go to our YouTube, Optiven YouTube, you see a mama called Mama Duko, and this lady was epileptic and had 5 children. The husband disappeared when the lady developed the sicknesses, and we went there. The house was deplorable. We did a 3-roomed house for her. We picked all the 5 children, sponsored her, those children to the schools, and these are some of the things that we do. And for us, we don't do CSR as an event. We have permanent employees, permanent partners that work for the foundation, www.optivenfoundation.org. You can be able to go to the website and check. And I've also seen somebody asking, hey, George, do you have fiber network in this particular project? Right now we have proposals, and those who are listening to me, we have proposals. You can come here and put up a mask that people just subscribe, and very soon we are going to shortlist somebody who is going to supply a fiber solution in this particular massive project where people are really building. And there's also another question, but before that, maybe I'll ask Evelyn to tell us how she is feeling that we are right here in Victory Gardens, Kitengela, only 30 minutes from the city of Nairobi. And how many plots are remaining here? I know there are a few plots remaining, but if you don't get a plot right now, we have a replica of this particular project, a project we call Happy Gardens, only 1.5 kilometers off the highway, and it borders two universities, Kenya Assemblies of God University and Kampala University. And you can be able to pick a plot there at 1.795, and you will be able to thank George Wachiuri later. Evelyn.
Yes. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And I just want to tell you that this is a magnificent project. We can say it's almost sold out. So, but I think there are only one or two plots that are remaining. But for those who will not be able to get here, we have a replica of the same project called Happy Gardens. It's a replica of this magnificent project here. It's located only 1.5 kilometers off the Namanga highway. And in that project, you'll find the same things that have been done here. At the moment, we have been able, even we have started doing the roads. We have drilled the water. So very soon we are planting the trees. So we have the early bird offer of only 1.795. And for those who want to invest, you can reach me on daima@optiven.com or 0720675485 or www.optiven.co.ke.
Wow, fantastic. That is a wonderful lady, and she's able to work with you. And then Balozi asked, do we use bottom up? Yes. Yeah, definitely. Optiven, we give everybody an opportunity to brainstorm, make decisions, and Optiven was voted one of the best employers in East Africa, and we use that. And then finally somebody asked, George Wachiuri, umesaidia wananchi across the country. Do you have political ambitions? I would say that I have zero political ambitions to be the governor of Nyeri. I don't have those ambitions. I believe that you can be able to impact people wherever you are. I want to retire in the foundation, whereby I'll be going to Turkana to support communities there, going to Mombasa, going to Asungishu, going all over, because foundation is very fulfilling. It is very exciting. And I think it's becoming darker. I think we have to really do something. Yes, Nagilai.
Janet is asking, can we see a fully done site?
Okay, we can walk. Janet must be an engineer.
Yes, she is the engineer. She's the engineer. So thank you, George Wachiuri. Thank you so much. Like you said, you will be the governor of Kenya if you work for the foundation. And that is a very, very powerful governor that will impact generations and generations of our nation. So we truly appreciate you guys as you show us a finished site. We will later come back for your last word, CEO, but we truly thank you. You probably just tell us the house.
Yeah, thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you very much. We are just walking across two homes. There's a home here and there's a home here, but since you don't have permission to enter in these particular homes, the families are already, there are some homes that the family, that one there has a family. This one is, I think it's complete. This is the one I talked about. They are doing 5 homes here for selling. These are guys from diaspora, and we can maybe go down to see more homes coming up. I don't know whether the camera can be able to project, that particular area. And we are happy that when you buy this particular property, you are able to settle immediately. And of course, the property is coming to an end. You can be able to talk to us on other available properties within the Kitengela Township. The property Evelyn talked about, the Happy Gardens, is only 9 minutes drive from Kitengela town. or 7 minutes drive from the GMC place. And GMC is a landmark because it's one of the biggest entertainment center in the whole of Kajiado, with the biggest conference facility, with the biggest warm swimming pool. So, Balozi, next time you come to Kenya, I am sure that Evelyn will be able to take you to the place, or Rob can take you there, and you see the kind of development we are talking about. So when you're here in Kitengela, you may think you're in Karen. Look at the sizes of trees. We have literally made this thing a forest, you know, 4,000 trees in this particular project. And I'm sure that I want the engineer Jana to see the home. Maybe you can just mulika hiyo nyumba, sijui kama anaiona vizuri. So engineer, you can see that particular home. Watu wanakaa, you know, kuna watu. If we had permission, we could have knocked and take a cup of tea. And this is very exciting, very, very exciting that this particular project is ready for settlement. So if you're there.
That house was constructed by the Optiven, or the owner came with his own plan?
This particular one, we give basic plans, but we allow customers to fine-tune their plan. So because people have got different tastes, there are some ladies who say, I want a bigger kitchen, I want a bigger living room. So we give them permission. And mnasikia hata kuna mbwa inabweka.
Thank you.
George, around your plot, almost ya umajio, George. Kwa jirani ya huyo mtu, karibu ngapi hivi? If I want to be in a wake.
The households. How many households?
Oh, Abu, repeat the question, Barozi.
How much is the house?
No, the plot.
Next.
The plot, if I want to be the neighbor.
Oh, if you want to be the neighbor, is 2.495, 2.495. 2.495 is the selling price, and I'm sure that Shalagat can get you something.
Thank you.
Now, CEO unaweza this.
Go ahead.
I am sure once you identify, and we can always discuss, because this is partnership, so we are not so rigid.
And CEO, the last question that probably many followers will ask is, assuming, you know, have you partners with some banks, so that, you know, like if somebody anataka kuomba loan anaweza kusaidiwa ndio anunue?
Yes, we do have, before I answer that, Balozi, I'll answer that. Here we have planted hundreds and hundreds of guava, you know. I don't know whether you can see.
Oh, yes.
Some favor, you know, inazaa tu mpaka inaanguka. Kuja kwa ingine. I think it's something to do with Optiven. You know, even our partners, our staff, they're also getting many children. You know, you can imagine. And this is a symbol of success. Optiven, kuna kakitu kanakuaga Optiven. And these fruits are free for you. Balozi, when you come here, Igina Janet, you just pick and eat. And there are many, there are hundreds of these trees. And what we did, this is a common area. This one we are not selling. This one is for community. It's about 30 meters. And this is not the only one. I want to take you where we have over 1 acre where children can do football, they can do volleyball. And that particular area, it's for all of you. You can have a function there. Maybe your daughter is getting married, and you can have a function there. So when you buy a property here, you become a co-owner of common areas. We have 1 acre for community, another half an acre for, we call it barbecue corner, where if wazes want to go for booth shoma. And then you have a kids park. Then you have a Uber park, whereby taxis can park. So it is not only selling a plus. I know most of you are bought 40 by 80. No, these are 50 by 100. And there are other facilities that you can be able to enjoy when you're in this particular project. I want my guys, my guys wamulike hii kiwanja, and the other day we had a football here. So maybe next time Rono comes and Barozi comes and Hosea, tutakuwa na mpira hapa.
Oh yeah.
Balozi ni mkimbiaji, kuna mahali wakimbiaji
No, tutakimbia round, not a problem. I play soccer too. Tutacheza soccer.
Hapa kuna soccer.
Wow, thank you. That is wonderful.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And speaking of engagement, this weekend I have an engagement party for my son, but I had to hire. So kama ningekuwa Nairobi ningefanyia hapo.
You're free of charge because you are part owner, yes.
Asante sana. So Mr. Wachira, kabla tujakupatia useme maneno yako ya mwisho, we truly appreciate your time. We appreciate Optiven for partnering, you know, and being able to sponsor our program. Definitely, I will buy your books. I love to read as well. Ndanunua vitabu yako alafu nisome so that I can also be able to help the foundation in helping kufanya maneno ya education. I love education so much. I've been able to help so many student athletes to come to this country. But we truly appreciate you and your team. Thank you so much. We will continue speaking about Optiven wherever we go. We will tell people that if you want to invest, and for all the diaspora, if wherever you are, be assured that reach out to Optiven so that you can have an investment and be able to own a home. I love what you said, George, that you want every Kenyan to own a home. Yes, diaspora, we can do that. It is possible with Optiven and George Wachiuri. We truly thank you and we appreciate the team. We will keep talking about Optiven wherever we are. We would like to give you time to say your last words. But before that, Janet, what did you take out of this?
Thank you, Balozi. I just want to thank the Optiven team led by their CEO, Mr. Wachiuri. Asanteni sana. I know you have enlightened us. You've taken us through humble beginnings all the way to your journey as a Baba, all the way from your journey as ukifulia. Asa ulikuwa babafua ama sijui, I don't know what to call you, but look at where you are. So I hope our listeners have been inspired and to see that you can dream. You can dream and have a big vision and you can start from anywhere. So keep dreaming. My biggest takeaways are invest early. So I encourage every one of our listeners to invest. And Optiven has given you a very good option to do that. So asante sana for sharing your story. There is so much I have taken away. Definitely going to buy your books as well so I can read. But I just want to be grateful and I hope all our listeners have been inspired. You can dream and you can make it.
Asante Janet. Osea, just say a few words and then we will let our guests and the team.
Thanks the CEO and the team. First and foremost, the name of our show is Igere Chitab Kalenjin. What do you see? And today you have taken us to the site and our viewers, they have seen the land practically with their eyes, and definitely they are so inspired and they will corner ahead and probably buy, and we will keep referring most of them to this special episode number 35. If they need to know more about the land, they will come to this episode 35 and they will get more information from the legit company. There is one of the followers, she's based in Sydney, Australia. She's called Millicent, and she has mentioned that she is part of the Optiven. She has invested with the Optiven, and she has assured most of the guys who are in Sydney, Australia, that this is the way to go. If you want to invest, Optiven is the legit. And probably another thing, this is a summary to thank you, George, for giving our sisters and our brother job, kuwapatia kazi. Most of us who are in diaspora, 80% of people that we talk in a daily basis, most of them, they told us, how can we come to Australia or how can we go to the abroad looking for the opportunities? But here is Optiven that they have given someone from Bomet, someone from Elgeyo Marakwet. So our brothers and sisters who are in diaspora, please, if you need to buy something, Optiven is actually the probability that you will not regret. Lastly, George, let me extend an invitation. Here in Australia, we have an association like Kitwek Association that bring people, probably Kenyans, together. Maybe after the pandemic, you will organize to visit this land of the kangaroo. Now, to go to Nukuchinje kangaroo, and then we will talk more. So, asante sana, CEO. We are looking forward to see you in future.
So I don't know if they eat kangaroo or say, but sasawa we'll find out. But seeing is believing. And I read a book by Guru in Nairobi, ambaye inasema dreaming is free. So my dear listener, follower, keep dreaming. And you know, you saw and you heard from George that he dreamt and he never gave up. I believe in not giving up. Wachiuri, we truly appreciate you. May God continue to use you and bless you and be able to help you so that you can help so many Kenyans. We love you guys. We love Optiven. We will continue teaming up with you and working with you. And we want to encourage each one and everyone who has listened, invest with Optiven because you will not be disappointed. Mr. George Wachiuri, I want to give you useme maneno yako ya mwisho alafu tumalize. But maybe for the team, thank you so much. We truly appreciate you. Thank you so much. Back to you, Wachiuri.
Wow, thank you very much. We are extremely humbled. We are extremely thankful for this partnership. And before I conclude, I'll ask my team to say one word, 2 words, so that it can go into records, and also invite those who want to invest with us, and they can use their love.
Okay, so for me, I can say thank you so much. Kongoi big up Kalenjin, actually, of what invested in Nairobi, because as you have said earlier when you opened the program, it is true, Nairobi ku tinye magar na tet niyo kabisa. Amu imagine 62% of wealth in Nairobi, the Kenya mzima kumi Nairobi. So big up Kalenjin, let's come and invest here. Ongeboge invest in ke own also piece of Nairobi. You know, for example, take out in Eldoret and in Kericho and in Baringo. How many times you went here? So majority of people who mean Nairobi, they spend in Nairobi with their kids and the families. So pia college Jimmy Nairobi, Jimmy Sang, onge investing in Nairobi, onge main Nairobi, onge nyurogaje piece of Nairobi. So Ramwa le big up Kalenjin, Optiven, who a very legitimate company. Agugi gave me business for a long time, and then our projects who value added, put into everything. Who are gave work and pay and estimate. So for us, we are ready to assist you. Or Sidmokan na date in Nairobi, because value in Nairobi, plus Nairobi could be in the barak. In 1 year, valuation in Nairobi between 15 to 20% higher up. Imagine this property, you go to Victory Gardens, in year 2019, cookie 1.795. At the moment, 2.5. So you imagine the appreciation rate almost above 500,000. So you will reap much more, invest in Nairobi, and also your kids and family. You mean Nairobi, instead of staying in Buruburu and Anumoja and Anelzima Manarware, it's better to have a home here, so that even when time comes for you to retire, your children who sijene magona de Nairobi. So go pick your diaspora. Actually, Optiven putting 62% of our customers cover diaspora. So we have actually so many customers in diaspora, and we have been taking them through the processes. They are very satisfied. So I'm why we have Kalenjin onge invested in Nairobi, and through these projects about Optiven, who on your value, the Bambared Amuki and the value Gige Chapo Sagumye, and then it's a ready-made project. You go reach about work where families are already living here. So it is very legit, very clear. The process is very, very simple. The payment gora, muji liban polo polo, good committee electoral or rabbinic, muji liban polo polo in the need deposit the moon, agiliban mutia, either in 12 months, 6 months, depending on how you can be able to pay. So I'm going. My name once again, Nicholas Rob, or Baringo, Barnett, and I've been in Optiven now for the last 6 years and a half. Optiven, who go repeat about it. If you can see my sisters here, who Kora, because of how Mr. Wachiuri has actually taken care of us. So big about it, to me sang, when these things appreciate, who in your value. If you wait, you buy and wait, not wait and buy. So big up Kalenjin, in this kibindi nbara, we are ready to assist you. Agu ki ready ketoretok anytime to just maybe you can find me number the nyuku 0723 316 228. I'm a senior property advisor. The Optiven. I go ready at my sister. Kongoi.
Wow.
Kongoi biikab Kalenjin en kainet kekurenon Evelyn Chelangat a senior property advisor in Optiven. Ako kinama amwa nebo mwisho ko alenjo kityo Optiven promises and delivers. Kit age tugul nekakipromisenok keyoe kou noton. Ako kitochok tugul obwan investen en Optiven ako kitembeani tugul the entire process, the entire journey. Ako inyoru kole the process ko seamless. Menyoru shida age tugul. Ako ingomio shida ketatuani. So kongoi kainenyin kora ko Evelyn Chelangat. My number was 0720675485. And then in your one and my email for daima@optiven.com. Kongoi.
Asante Evelyn, tunaenda kwa mwangaza wa solar so that my sister can also say something and also give her number. They say network is network.
So kongoi biikab kutiti len kongoi ngibinduni asama kale Optiven ko kampunit ne kararan kikotoretech chichi nekile George Wachiuri kingonyo kotache biik tugul chebo biikab kutit ak kalen obwa keal mbaret. Kale cha mbaret nimiten nguno ko nekile Happy Gardens. Happy Gardens ko tun ko replicate nebo nitoni 100%. Mameche mutai kole chi kawek expensive olin. Ameche obwa nguno tugul owal. Kialdoi 1.1795 lakini ngitinye 700,000 imuchi idepositeni ati ilipan chun pole pole for 12 months. Una ameche biikab kutit mamite kele ngengetu Eldoret anabunu Eldoret ameche kebwa nyekeal mbaret eng Nairobi. Makinoe kimutai ko nenyo emet. Makimoche kemwa ng'ala chala kole ngalongen 2022 makinoe kemeche kemi Tengeleini kemi Kiambu no nenyo nguno emetab Kenya saisi kibendi tai. Komameche biikab kutit kengetu tai. Ko kainek chu Lilian Tuwei abunu Uasin Gishu ako namba chechu ko 0724 1060 0724 1060 62 ako nage ko 0746 73 74 47. Optiven is the best company. I'm proud of working in Optiven. Akalichina kobwa tugul kongoi.
Kongoi biikab kutit, kongoi Hosea, kongoi Balozi, kongoi Janet amun keamde ng'oliot akobo Optiven omwochi bikyok kole mi kampunit netoreti biik en Nairobi ni. Sikotoretech kinyon kenam koret. Atochok ale obwan Nairobi biikab kutit asikenam koret. Mokornotet kenamen koret. So alenchok mekera chito decision inam koret en Nairobi amun ele mi mokornotet ko Nairobi. Ako chito sikevaluen ngele i mokoriot ko tuguk chekivaluenen ko assets ako assets alak ko mbaret. So kakiborwok ra chetam okere en videos ko ma videos kityo kikiibu en oldo age lakini imbaraniton kikuren Victory Gardens. It's a very beautiful place. Akwaliok ra make a bold step akobwan samuta ngunon miten nekibore Happy Gardens ne replica nebo imbaraniton ako matochelewan nyon as an early bird inyosich offer ako kikonin kiribin komie as our customers kikerib customers kyuk listen ko my client and I'm very happy on my clients alenchok otamutun biik alak ongeamde ng'oliot ongebe Happy Gardens amun that is the project nekokinome nguni so nyorunen beit netokomi ng'weny olon keyai value additions sikwo barak beit. Kongoi missing kongoi en time neng'wong'et. Kainenyun ko Dorcas Chelangat ako am a property advisor. Awekini kongoi George kikoribech ako kikorib bichu tugul chebo kutit chukokeren. So nambainyun ko 0713 885871. Kongoi missing. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. That's about Optiven, and we are excited, we are thankful, we are happy, and we are looking for this partnership to empower our people. And by the end of the day, we shall all celebrate. I know Jose will celebrate, Engineer Janet will celebrate, Barozi will celebrate, Rono will celebrate, because when we empower our people, we leave a legacy. Let's keep doing the work, let's leave the legacy. Let us do things differently. Let us think differently. And I can tell you, this country is going to be changed by you, by this team here, by ourselves. Let us play our part. We have no other place to go. We have no other planet, no other continent. This is our continent. Let's build Kenya. Kenya is beautiful. I want my team just to show Balozi hapa tunatumia solar. So the streets are solar lit. And that's why you say that this particular project is a green project. And we thank God that we have to come to an end. And those are my parting shot. And I wish all the viewers, all the listeners, all the very best. I also welcome you when you come to Optiven. Karibu Optiven. We are in Absa Plaza, 14th floor, 15th floor. You can come and pay us a visit. You know, we are very generous. And I can tell you that we are a good army. And keep praying for us because we are still growing. I think Baroza asked 15 years, 25 years. Where do you see Optiven? This is what I see as a visionary for Optiven. I see Optiven in over 20 African countries. I can see Optiven in DRC Congo. I see Optiven in Tanzania. I can see it in Ethiopia. And these particular people, I usually tell them, this is your organization. Become a powerful person in this organization, lead Optiven in these countries, and they are ready. And for me, is to empower them, is to encourage them, is to work with them, because these are the real Optiven. Once again, God bless you. We value you, and we are very humbled. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Optiven team. George, you mentioned something about whoever signs up now. Can you please clarify? Will they get a discount?
Thank you very much. We are saying everybody who's interested in this particular forum, in the next 7 days, let me extend it. The next 7 days, we are going to pay the legal charges for you, the agreement fee, which is about 5,000, and this one is coming from the pocket of George Wachiuri. But those who buy the Victory Gardens, I think you have about 18 plots here. That one we can give you 5% only. Victory Gardens. If you come to Happy Gardens, it's already on offer, early bird offer. That one, no discount. Hiyo takulipia tu pesa ya wakili ngiri tano, you know, because it's 1.795, but we are projecting this project is going to be 2.5. The time Optiven exit, when you do all the value addition, definitely when you pick other projects, we can be able to pay for you the legal charges, and we are very efficient. Tunakutumia agreement online. We give you the receipt, and they can tell you how to send the money, you know, either through the account, through the wave, through world limit, and all these avenues are available, and all the money goes to Optiven accounts. Very, very important, so that we are able to track. We have automated, we are able to track every money that comes to our account. And once again, Janet and the team, we are very, very happy. And I can tell that very soon, Barozi, tutafungua nyumba hapa. Very soon, we shall open homes here for the people who are listening to us this particular evening in Kenya. And I will be so happy. And definitely, if you happen to build a home here, and you say, hey, George, I listened to you when you had this program, I'll also donate 10 bags of cement. Why not?
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope our listeners have had that. I have had that. I am going to share this with everyone so they can know about Optiven. Thank you for supporting us in this program. Thank you so much for your time. We really, really, truly appreciate you. Invest with Optiven if you're listening in. Take advantage of the offer. Thank you. Balozi, I give it back to you.
Pas, thank you. Kokikesu tetutiet nebo betutab rani kongoi nginye nekemuch inyo sikobit kengalal tugul. Abwoti ale kaicherake, kakecherake ngole kimi ko iye imukokse tukchu tugul. Chitab Kalenjin neikose investen ak Optiven amu meeku inyoru borot ak ibore nebo man. Ko kimeche kelejin tiem ng'ololji lagocho koker eng yo, ng'ololji Optiven sikotoretin eng ole imi. Ngimi sang muche kotoretin indoi chepkonda kitikin neng'ung, kotoretin kocheng'un benkishek cheimuchi asisome loan asiketekun kot. Somutai komewe akoketkei chito amu inye nguiwe ak ibivisiten kong'ung ak ionen kot. Ngamakwong nemie wikino mara betusiek chemi tai kemi ole imi tekecheng'e biikchok. Kongoi Optiven, kongoi Osea, kongoi Janet. God bless you all. Kongoi mising.
Thank you.
Kongoi.
Thank you.